And another contender is trying their luck on the lucky wheel. Congratulations to the winner of a mystery prize at the Lucky Wheel.
have an inflated sense.
What's better, Ozempic or tirzepatide? There is a new medicine called tirzepatide. In tirzepatide clinical trials, they found out that the average weight loss was 50% more than what Ozempic's clinical trials got. Tirzepatide is not just a GLP-1 medicine.
All right, so the markets look to close weekly. So the week-to-date numbers, everybody's in the red. Rough day today, but we'll be right back here on Monday to do it all again. That's it for us. Kudlow's next.
Hello, folks, and welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. Stocks are swooning, and Charles Payne's going to help us out in just a little bit. Tell us why all this is happening.
At some point, you can try to put lipstick on an orange turd, but the turd will always surface. In this case right here, Fox viewers are learning that Donald Trump is, surprise, surprise, a complete con artist. And Fox viewers are turning against Donald Trump. We're seeing that on the various Fox posts throughout social media as Fox viewers are flooding the comment sections that are usually just overly complimentary to Trump and Elon Musk, to the point of being cultishly bizarre. And now we're seeing these comments saying, ugh, I regret voting for him. This is so cringe. Really, you turned America into some Muppet show within days? So people are getting the bad economic data right now. Inflation is surging, grocery prices rising higher than ever right now. The market is crashing. And Fox is trying their best to promote Elon Musk. So they show this graphic right here and this video. Let me show it to you. That Elon Musk's like, I'm a meme now, I'm a meme. And they posted this on their Instagram account. Play this clip.
I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much. I'm living the meme. It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know.
You're like,
Doge started out as a meme. Think about it. And now it's real. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, now they received like literally thousands of responses, and here's what some of the responses said. Turned a serious, respectable country into the Muppet Show within days. I regret voting for Trump. This is way too cringe. Elon Musk just caught on a hype mic calling Donald Trump poor. Textbook definition of clowns. Effing cornball. Too drugged up to take his sunglasses off. LMAO, we are a joke. We are currently the laughingstock of the world. Some memes. Beyond embarrassing, our country is a joke with him as president and Trump as king. What the F is he even laughing about? Bro is zooted on ket. Dog thinks he funny guy at school. And you as a, quote, news network think this is funny and okay? Sad. Lots of memes depicting Elon Musk as a clown. This is all pathetic. This was all a joke, and I didn't think everyone would fall for it, but here we are. Is this a panel at Comic-Con? It is officially 1984. Other comments. This guy is a James Bond villain. I guarantee he and Trump will turn on each other eventually. Two egos like this cannot occupy the same space. I hope you saw him showing off with a chainsaw to cut the federal government. No shame, no remorse for all these people now without jobs. Heartless. It was a joke to him. Remember, you may need these folks, especially the cancer and medical research one day, because of course Trump and Doge are gutting cancer research and firing veterans and firing government workers at all levels, and trying to get rid of Medicaid, and trying to get rid of the Department of Education. A lot of bad indicators right now, and it is I told you so, F around, find out, leopards eating your face. It just is very unfortunate that these brainwashed people ended up dragging the rest of us with them into this freaking mess right now. So sure, they're finding out, but y'all dragged us into this when we tried to tell you, yes, Project 2025 was real. Yes, they're doing these things, and you were like, no, he's not really going to do them. No way. He just says that. He's a great businessman. No, he isn't. He bankrupted most of his businesses in the past. Objectively, just look it up. He bankrupted most of his casinos, and most of the companies he worked with went out of business. His current company, Trump Media, last year only did about $3.6 million in revenue total. Total revenue was under $4 million on $400 million in losses. Like, how do you even do that? How do you lose 400, earn in revenue, not profit, not net, not EBITDA, revenue? So Trump Media made less than, I don't know, your local McDonald's, not the company, the one franchise, your local coffee shop, your boba spot, a small mom and pop restaurant does about that in revenue. And probably earns a little bit of a profit too, not losing this money. Like, Trump's the worst businessman ever. And now he's doing it to our freaking economy. Inflation is growing. Fed is now not going to be cutting interest rates anytime soon. All of this while we learn that consumer sentiment's at like an all-time low right now, and it's crashing. People aren't spending money because they're afraid of all of the chaos being caused by Donald Trump. Planes are like crashing every other day, it seems. And here's the new news. Trump plans to fire the United States Postal Service governing board, and he will merge the Postal Service into the Commerce Department. I mean, how do you even do these things without legislation? I mean, what the hell are these spineless Republicans doing? Now he wants to destroy our mail, our medication. Yeah, they want us to just suffer so that they can have everything, I guess, and just make the people feel all of this pain for like no reason because they're freaking sick, you know what? It would disrupt 55 years of non-political mail service and threatens to upend trillions of dollars of e-commerce and the 250-year-old U.S. mail system. As Congressmember Dan Boyer says, the Constitution gives Congress power to establish the U.S. Postal Service, which it did by law during the Washington administration. Its status as an independent agency was also established by Congress in law. The U.S. Postal Service is wildly popular with the American people, and its service is essential and irreplaceable. Nobody voted for this. It is brazenly illegal, unconstitutional, and corrupt. We're seeing, as I said, inflation rise. Even New York Post, a Murdoch property, is telling Donald Trump, Donald, they have to treat him like a freaking baby, like a baby book. Remember the baby books like C-Spot Run? C-Spot Run, C-Spot Jump, C-Spot Sit, C-Spot Eat. Rupert Murdoch knows Trump is such an idiot, he has to communicate to Trump with picture books, the cover of the New York Post, which is a Murdoch-owned property, because Murdoch's seeing people turning against Trump, especially with his support of Putin as well. This is a dictator. Dear Donald, this is what it says. Trump, this is a dictator, and it's a photo of Putin. And 10 other Ukraine war truths we ignore at our peril. Big, bold letters, because they know what an idiot Donald Trump is. Meanwhile, Trump is sending emails like this to his supporters. They want me to fire Elon Musk. They're the Democrats, they want me to do it, but Elon Musk is dark MAGA. So claim your dark MAGA hat. I'm being flooded with requests for dark MAGA hats because Elon Musk has gone dark MAGA. What the hell are we even talking about here? Gone dark MAGA? I mean, these people, like genuinely, I don't want to say insane because it gives them like, oh, well, insanity defense. These people are psychotic, though. This is at the conference where Trump's speaking, CPAC. Trump is speaking at a conference whose attendees are promoting the third term project. So they went from Project 2025, which they're implementing. Now they call it the third term project, which calls to override the Constitution to let Trump hold on to power. And their signage, this is what the Trump supporters want, depicts Trump as Julius Caesar, who declared himself a dictator for life. Here was Trump on audio yesterday calling into Fox saying, please don't blame me for the economy plans, but
a new year and a new adventure with a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere with pure power unleashed and future forward technology. Every path leads to new possibilities. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
in 1939. They don't make them like this anymore. Like Magnify Financial, there's quality here. Care around every corner. And if you look closely, you can see your dreams take shape. Magnify will meet you where you are to help you build your future. Magnify Financial. Magnify what matters.
When does it become your economy? When is it a Trump economy where we get to see if your plans are working?
Well, it takes a period of 6 months to a year.
Your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. I get so many emails from the Midas Mighty saying how great Miracle Made sheets are and how it's changed their lives for the better. Here's why. It uses silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA. So therefore, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather, so you get better sleep every night. Now, these sheets are also infused with silver, as I said, and that prevents up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets, so no more gross odors. Also, Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without that high price tag of other luxury brands, and it feels as nice to me, if not nicer, than the sheets used by some 5-star hotels. So, upgrade your sleep this year. Go to trymiracle.com/Midas. That's TRYMIRACLE.com/MIDAS to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Midas at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident their product is backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you are 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Midas and use the code Midas to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Midas to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. And here he is yesterday saying, yes, I know I'm hearing egg prices are going up, but that's not my fault. That's Biden's fault, right? Right? Play this clip.
And she's going to be a fantastic secretary, and you'll do something with the eggs, because I'm hearing so much about eggs. You'll figure it out. You got to figure something out fast. But and we inherited all of the problems. You know, at some point, a few months down the road, we won't be able to say it's so much us. But the big things, really, we can blame other people for, to allow criminals into our country at levels that nobody's ever seen before, to allow people from jails to have countries from all over the world be allowed to empty jails into an open border. They empty jails and prisons, mental institutions, insane asylum, gang members, drug lords, drug people on drugs, people that are very sick. They allow them to come into our country totally unchecked.
And finally, I'll just leave you with this clip because it's hilarious. It's Democratic Congress member Jamie Raskin saying, "Who's leading Doge?" And that's what you see a lot of the people in the comments at Fox are saying. Who's leading this thing? And Raskin's hilarious. He goes, is it this 19-year-old kid who calls himself Big Balls? Is our government being run by a 19-year-old named Big Balls? What the or the racist one, or the which one is running Doge? Because no one's claiming that they run Doge. Here, play this clip.
The administration took the position in court this week that Elon Musk is not the head of Doge and is not leading Doge. So who is leading Doge? Is it the young man who calls himself Big Balls? Is it the racist on the night crew who's proud of the fact that he was a racist before all of his friends were racist and says that we should legitimize Indian hate? Who is Doge?
Did you get the point right there? Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Can't get enough Midas? Check out the Midas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MidasPlus.com.
fast? Need them now? We're O'Reilly Fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart.
Sleep can change everything. It can turn you into the morning workout person you used to hate. Sleep can give you the energy to read just one more story. And sleep can even help give you more birthdays with them. So, how do you sleep at night?
Who has the nuclear codes? Think about it. The only answer to that question, the only honest answer to that question tonight, for the first time in history, is we don't know. We don't know who has the nuclear codes. We don't know who has what inside the Trump government. We don't know who is doing what inside the Trump government. But we do know they are doing things that have never been done before and that are illegal. We know that those things are not legal. We know that Donald Trump has given Elon Musk the domestic equivalent of the nuclear codes, the keys to the Treasury of the United States of America. In the biggest, most important data breach in the history of the world, Elon Musk has gone where no political operative has ever gone before. He has gone where no Treasury Secretary has ever gone before. And that is to the innermost sanctum of the United States Treasury, where your money is collected and spent, where your name is collected, where your Social Security number is collected, where your baby's Social Security number is collected on day one of your baby's life. Most people working for the Treasury Department don't even know where that is. No one in politics, which very much includes every Treasury Secretary, because they are appointed by politicians, has ever even shown an interest in trying to get at the actual payment mechanisms operated by the United States Treasury. And of all the horrendous things that have happened in the Trump regime just in the last weekend, nothing is potentially more dangerous than that. Nothing is more corrupt than that. Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary is now the first Treasury Secretary in history who should be impeached. Impeached for handing those keys to the Treasury to Elon Musk. It would be like having the richest customer of a bank telling the bank president, hey, I want to see everyone else's accounts at the bank. And the bank president just opens the books to let the richest customer of the bank see and do whatever he wants. And to extend this example, imagine that the richest customer of that bank actually hates them.
going on, brother?
What's good with you, family?
Heard there were some cars for sale here.
Yeah, I'll take a couple of them out, let you look at them.
Is that you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. You selling the cars or no?
Yeah, I'm selling the cars. I'm taking them out now for you.
I bet.
I got this one right here. You feeling this one?
Nah,
I figured that. I figured that.
I can't drive them bitches.
He said, I can't drive them bitches. Got this nice little pretty bitch right here.
Pretty. How much that going for?
I need at least $750 for her.
It maxed out and everything?
Nah, it ain't maxed out. That's why I ain't asking for the meal.
Oh, stop.
Yep.
Okay. Got you. What else you got?
Oh shit, hold on.
Yeah, I got one of these.
You got one of them?
Yeah. How much you want for this shit though?
Shit, same thing. The ones that look good. I got this one right here.
My girl got one of these.
What else I got? Hold on. I got something in here you gonna like. Hold on, let me see. Nah, yeah, I sell that one. What you think of him right there?
Okay. Put this one on the side real quick. Might have to talk about that one.
Alright.
What else you got?
And then, cause a lot of Chargers, I like the Chargers, so I ain't trying to get rid of my Chargers.
You said that's it?
No. I got something else for you. I gotta bring it over here. Slow.
Yeah, I got one of these.
Damn, you got everything I got.
I got one of these, yeah.
Hold on, I got one more
I got a
for
lot
you.
of cars. I be looking for some shit I got.
I see.
Some more cars, cuz. I want them all, like Pokemon. Ooh. I don't got one of these, and that shit fit my stilo. I like that. That's $750?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We might have to talk about that one, cuz. Oh, yeah. Okay, what else you got? Oh, that shit got a wood grain on it. I see
Yeah, you seen that?
I seen it.
I really don't want to give him up, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I'm trying to get some paper going.
That is pretty.
Let's see what else I got for you. I think you already seen that one. What's this one? Oh, that's the same one. Alright, that's what I got right there. I can't give up none of my charges.
Okay. Ooh. Like that last one. Let me test drive that hoe real quick.
Oh shit, man. I can't give you no test drive.
What? I need to
No,
test
cause
drive.
I gotta give it to you in order for you to test drive it, fam. I ain't got no
Call
college.
Test drive it? Just hop in there, bro.
No, man, I can't do that.
What you talking about?
I've been jacked before like that, man, and I gave him the car, so you know what I'm saying. I can't do it, man.
What?
Yeah, we gonna have to take my word on it, man.
You gave someone a car without them paying you?
I gave them the car. They said the same thing. You test drive it, but I gotta give you the car in order for you to test drive it.
No, nigga, no. No, you do not. No, you do not. Let me teach you something.
What you talking about? The keys? Give you the keys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't gotta give me the car. Hell no, don't ever do that. Yes, sir. Do / give key.
There you go.
They got my name on the inside of
it. Yeah. She ride nice, don't she? Oh, you must work at the shop.
I know a little song.
I'm like, what the fuck you doing?
You don't know about that? You can do that too, my boy.
Oh, straight up?
Yeah, hop in that bitch and flex your O muscle.
Oh, straight up?
Yeah, you need to try that with every car you got. Every car do a little something different. So
Okay.
And then go to the extras and libraries. And start pressing on them little plus signs and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, every car got something different, bro. Always try that shit out.
Alright, bet. Thanks for putting me up on game.
Yeah.
So what we talking?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to get this up all you, boy.
Alright.
This shit stop too?
Yep. You're gonna have to put some work in, but that 750 good for that though.
You can do 675?
Yeah, I'll do 675. Just cause you fucking with me.
My name Merk, by the way, brother. What's your name?
My name Leroy.
Nice to meet you, Leroy. 675.
I'm 104.
There it is, right in your pocket.
Alright, let me go ahead. What's your number?
133.
Alright, gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good doing business with you, family.
You as well, bro. You as well. Thank you.
Alright, hey, that's my shop right there too, man. That's my shop right there too. Yeah.
Oh, the family. Okay.
Yeah, so come.
Been in one of these shit, bro.
Yeah, we got the.
Something from you real quick. What y'all got in them?
Alright, I'm gonna put you up on game. Alright, I got G Flakes. I got hold on, I'll tell you. Alright, I got the damage syringe. I got the adrenaline syringe. That's 1,500 right there. The health syringe where you could go ahead and put your health back. The G flakes, the painkillers, the oxys, and the bandages and the walker stick. But that damage, that adrenaline, and that health.
So you got a walking stick? What the fuck is that?
That for like when you hurt, you could throw the walker stick on and it'll help you heal faster.
What?
Yeah, you won't have to pay. You won't have to pay.
Get one of each of them syringes.
I bet. Let me go ahead and F7.
I got the hookup on the G flash because I'm PD.
Oh, okay. Alright, one painkiller. Oh no, you said you wanted the my fault. Alright, you said you wanted one of each of the potions, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to bitches up. Your hoes expire on you?
Yeah, but it usually take like 48 hours, I think.
Okay.
Yup, so.
Slap me a nigga today.
You said a walking stick too, right? You said I was
slapping shit out right quick.
Alright, one on there gonna say painkillers. Don't trip off of that. Alright. That's for the walking stick. Alright, let me get you right. Yeah, I like doing it like this. That way you can get your shit. You know what I'm saying? Your shit come fresh.
Yeah, ain't no mechanic shop open these days.
They don't never be open, fam. I'm thinking about buying one though.
New shit you wanna goddamn.
Right, you wanna go straight hook it up.
Immediately, cuz. I got to make that bitch mine.
Right, I hear you.
You think about buying one?
Yep.
Hey, I'll work in that bitch, bro. I know a lot about that shit. I just ain't never been able to pick up a job at one because by the time I get there, they didn't hire everybody they want to hire.
Yo, shit. After I'm done doing this, I'll grab your number.
I killed some cars, bro. I'll show you some of my shit. So I can paint the hell out of some shit.
Yeah. I love cars too, but I'm only gonna grab Chargers. I gave my son be on the game with me too. I gave that little nigga a Hellcat and something else. Cause I had to get a motherfucker to protect me, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you hustling. You hustle by yourself, niggas that you don't.
Right.
So I told my son, fuck it, nigga, all you do is shoot a nigga if that's all you do. That nigga know how to shoot too.
For real?
That's why I
put him, ain't it?
Man, that's why I put him up on game. Like, nigga, fuck that. I'm already taking him to the gun. He 13. I take him to the gun range now.
Oh, yeah. I'm mad they got rid of the goddamn paintball, man.
Oh, they got rid of the paintball?
Last I heard, yeah.
Oh, that's bogus as hell. I look on the ground. I'm putting your shit down there. Hold on. Your cane, fam.
Oh yeah, the cane.
There you go.
So you say when you get hurt, you put it on and it'll help you.
Yeah, just so you don't gotta call a. You ain't, if you get hurt, like you could throw the bandage on. If your leg fucked up, you could throw the cane on, and it'll heal your cane. It'll heal your leg up. You walk around with it for a little bit, but it'll eventually heal you up instead of you going and paying all that money and shit.
Right. Yeah, man, appreciate you.
Hey, hold on. Let me get your math real quick. Gotcha.
Get your math. I know you's an OG. Hey, I'm up there too, boy. I'm 36.
Oh, okay. I'm in the 40s. I'm damn near 50.
This nigga said, let me get your math. I know you. Yeah.
I hope.
I get your phone. I'll put my phone on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Alright, fam.
Link, bro. We gonna link.
Yeah, for sure. Hit me up.
I run Hot and Koi. The
Okay.
restaurant down at the Bay.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna come fuck with you. Y'all the ones who got the food, right?
Food? No,
The food?
Food in that.
Oh, you ain't got no food in there?
Which is like a little high class Chinese restaurant, and then Hot is that little nightclub down the street from.
Oh, okay.
We going every now and then, man.
Alright, I'm gonna come fuck with you
This weekend, man. Matter of fact, you single?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I got some shit going on. You ever seen the little balloon challenges on Instagram and shit?
Yeah.
Like the 20 dudes versus one woman and shit?
Yeah.
I'm doing that shit this weekend, bro.
Okay.
I need some participants, man. You down?
Hell yeah.
There's gonna be one girl and a couple dudes.
I bet. I'll fuck with it.
Alright, I'm gonna hit you up.
Alright.
And they didn't like some of Scott Fitzgerald's answers.
The end result of the fraud and abuse that
Big retailers don't want you to have this device, but there's nothing they can do to stop it. There's a new portable Wi-Fi route.
And they didn't like some of Scott Fitzgerald's answers.
the end result of the fraud and abuse that has been discovered already.
Michael Wittig is
power to the people at these town halls. Americans from all political parties are having their voices heard. What you saw there at the beginning of the video was a town hall held in Wisconsin by MAGA Republican Congress member Representative Scott Fitzgerald, and you heard people there who were pissed that he was enabling and allowing Elon Musk and Donald Trump to go through their personal data and have access to their social security information and medical records while they gut and destroy the government and tank our economy. Let me just show you a longer clip from that town hall, and then I want to show you that from Wisconsin to Georgia to New York to the West Coast, people are rising up right now and having their voices heard. Red states, blue states, purple states, all of the colors. People are angry. People are pissed. People demand action. Watch this right here from that town hall. Let's play it.
They didn't like some of Scott Fitzgerald's answers.
The end result of the fraud and abuse that has been discovered already.
Michael Wittig is concerned with Elon Musk's role in the Trump administration. He held up a sign that read, "Presidents are not kings."
Are you going to subpoena him at some point? Or after you're done with the budget or whatever, are you willing to use your subpoena power to say, Musk, come in here, stand in front of Congress, and answer some hard questions?
Congressman Fitzgerald insists Musk's efforts to find waste and fraud are working, and Congress will eventually have budget oversight.
Certainly the discussion in and around Doge, and with the probationary moves that have already been done, they're going to have to be scrutinized at some point.
So now I want to share with you what was going down in New York in Representative Paul Tonko's congressional district, Democrat Paul Tonko. Here at this town hall, a huge ovation as a teacher encourages Congressmember Paul Tonko, who is pushing back, to do more, to work harder, even if that means getting arrested for civil disobedience. If you're in public service right now, you cannot sit idly by as Elon Musk and these billionaires take away all of people's rights and freedoms. Watch the energy in this room in New York. Play this clip.
I'm a 20-year veteran teacher. As I said, I've been behind you in local stores. You came to the 100th anniversary of the Albany Library Branch celebration, where my band played inside. Okay? I saw you on TV at NOAA. I saw you on TV at the Department of Education. What I'm saying is this. Somebody asked you what your red line was, and you said that the time is always right to go. Does that mean the red line has already been crossed? Because I think it has. If you ask us to show up, Congressman Tonko, we will show up. But we have to take the gloves off. We can't wait for protocol. They're not playing by the rules. We have to take it to them. When I saw you at those pictures and I saw you next to Maxine Waters, yet I was so proud that my representative was on the front line, right there. But I thought about Jimmy Carter, and I thought about John Lewis. And I know what John Lewis would have done. He would have gotten arrested that day. Make them outlaw you. We will stand behind you. We will be there with you. I will get arrested with you. I will do it.
So then one of the things that we're seeing is that a lot of Republicans, surprise, surprise, because they are spineless MAGAs after all, they are not even showing up at town halls. So here, Democratic Congress member Mark Pocan, He points out that these MAGAs are not even showing up to town halls. This Congress member, the Democrat, goes, I just held a town hall with Wisconsin's Farmers Union. They invited all elected officials in the area. Unfortunately, not a single Republican showed up, including Representative Van Orden and Representative Tiffany. The farmers I spoke to are worried about Trump and Elon Musk cutting their federal funding and contracts. To all of our Wisconsin farmers, I hear you and I have your back. Let me just play you this video. Let's play it, then let's talk about it.
This is Representative Mark Pocan from Wisconsin. I'm here in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin right now. We just had a town hall that the Wisconsin Farmers Union put on. They invited all the elected officials from the area, both in federal and state office. Unfortunately, no Republicans showed up. Derek Van Orden, Tom Tiffany are no-shows, as well as the state legislators who are Republicans in the area. But we're talking to farmers, about 75 people, about what they're seeing. They're worried about cuts they're seeing. They're worried about what's going to happen to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program for the neediest, because it's all food that they're growing. They're concerned about funds that have been stopped and loans that they are using to get their crops out. They're concerned about immigration and staffing they're going to have on farms. They're concerned about a lot of things around Medicaid and cuts to education as well in the rural areas. So we've had a great conversation, and I just hope that more people will hear about the Republican ripoff, which is this $4.5 trillion transfer of wealth from the middle class and those aspiring to be in the middle class, the programs we talked about today, to a tax cut for the wealthiest. Because at the end of the day, that's who gets the money. It's Elon Musk, it's Donald Trump, and others. I'm just really glad we had a lot of farmers sharing their very real stories and a lot of emotion today. And I hope more Republican members of Congress will be listening to their constituents like the Democrats who are here today.
And that's the thing. They are crushing farmers. By the way, they crushed farmers with Trump's failed trade wars during the first term, and now it's going to be far worse. Devastation's about to hit farmers across the country. If you look at Trump's budget, it's $4.5 trillion in tax cuts for the billionaires like Elon Musk and Donald Trump. There's close to $300 billion in cuts for farmers, close to $400 billion in cuts in education. And who are the people that they're attacking most with Doge? The most vulnerable, like the group they pick on the most. Farmers, disabled veterans. Disabled veterans are their number one group that they pick on. Disabled veterans who served our country, now working in the federal government, because disabled veterans are often probationary employees because they go to different jobs and they travel, and also military spouses also travel a lot, so they're technically probationary. These are the people who are getting fired the most, but tens of thousands of people are being let go. And my thing with these spineless MAGAs, show up and hear from your constituents. What, you just want to live in your Twitter, which is now ex-Elon Musk's bubble, which is not real life? Because in real life, people freaking hate you, and you need to hear how angry you've made us at you for your betrayal, for your support of Putin, for your support of traitorous policies, for your support of destroying our country every day, for letting billionaires have access to our tax records and our social security information and our medical files, invading our privacy. You, MAGAs, spineless idiots, you need to hear how angry we the people are when we show up at these town halls. And I encourage all of you, Midas Mighty, call them cowards, call them spineless MAGAs, call up their offices, tell them what you think about them, and show up at these town halls and demand they hold these town halls. Not this stuff right here. This is what Elon Musk was doing during the week while he was destroying people's lives. This is what he was doing. I was on the stage with Javier Milei, who's embroiled in a massive crypto scandal right now in Argentina, where he pumped and dumped a Libra crypto coin, causing people to lose their life savings. Sounds familiar? This is what Musk was doing. Play this clip.
When your car breaks down, you take it to a mechanic with no hesitation. You need it, and it's not something that most guys can fix themselves. And men should think the exact same way about ED. But the reality is, you might be hesitant to seek help. Thankfully, through HIMS, you can get access to personalized ED treatments without stepping outside your door. HIMS is changing men's healthcare by providing you with access to affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. Hims provides access to a range of doctor-trusted ED treatments like chewable Hardmints and Viagra and Cialis and their generics for up to 95% cheaper. The process is 100% online, so there's no need for uncomfortable doctor's visits. Just answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. With hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, Hims can help you find the ED option that works for you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/Midas. That's HIMS.com/Midas for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/Midas. The products mentioned are chewable compounded products, which are not covered by or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
What happened? His cord snapped. How much gas does he have left? I got an idea.
If you put the entire ship at risk.
I'm not losing a diver today.
Last Breath, rated PG-13, only in theaters this Friday.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Every path leads to new possibilities. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw!
Now, going back to MAGA Republican Congressmember Rich McCormick, this was his town hall where he compared his own constituents asking tough and fair questions to being January 6th insurrectionists. Play this clip.
Tyranny is rising in the White House, and a man has declared himself our king. So I would like to know, rather, the people would like to know what you, congressmen, and your fellow congressmen are going to do to rein in the megalomaniac in the White House.
I'm not going to give you my best foghorn leghorn response to that, but what I was, you can go ahead and sit down. Thank you. When you talk about tyranny, when you talk about presidential power, I remember having the same discussion with Republicans when Biden was elected. The funny thing is, you're sitting here and a lot of you would probably say those January 6s who are yelling just as loud as you, who are upset just like you.
A C-SPAN caller from West Virginia reached out and said, hey, you realize that all of a sudden I'm diabetic and on Medicare, and now my insulin was $6 for a 28-day supply. Now it's back up to $80. Well, yeah, because Trump reversed what Biden did on everything. Here, play this clip.
Yes, ma'am. I'm calling from West Virginia, and which was a red state for Donald Trump, and they have a place called down here Public Debt, and a lot of my neighbors would vote for Trump. They walking around scared, crying, nervous, and they were forever Trumpers. But on a personal note, I'm a diabetic and I'm on Medicare, and when Joe Biden was in there, my insulin was $6 for a 28-day supply. I just went to CVS to get my new supply. It went back up to $80, they said, because the American Recovery Act was canceled. So it went from $6 to $80. So I don't know if anybody else out there on Medicare.
And then we also learn more about just how despicable and creepy these MAGAs are. Like, here's this MAGA Republican Congress member, Corey Mills. Look at this creep right here. DC police confirm that they are investigating an alleged assault in DC by this MAGA Republican Corey Mills. He represents the Northeast District of Orlando. And it turns out what it's about is he apparently assaulted a woman, 27 years old, who's like his girlfriend, even though he's married, and then he told her to lie about the origin of her bruises. That's what's being reported there. Do you remember, though, the types of town halls that maybe when we showed you these videos to all the MAGAs out there who are now watching this, because I know there's a lot of you coming over and saying, hey, we're sorry we were wrong, but I want to share this with you. Go back to our videos where we would say to you, hey, this was Trump at his town halls that he would hold during the campaign when he would be asked questions about Project 2025 or the economy. He would say, let's not do questions. Who wants to watch me dance? Who wants to watch me hear music? Play this clip.
Let's not do any more questions. Let's just listen to music. Let's make it into our music. Who the hell wants to hear questions, right? Isn't that beautiful? That's so beautiful. We played that in Butler, Pennsylvania. We had a moment of silence, and then we had the bells of Notre Dame go off, and then we had a great opera singer, Christopher, who was so incredible, and a great, great opera singer.
By the way, a little bit more from that MAGA Republican Congress member McCormick's town hall. Let's just play 1:10 of this. Let's play it.
Built in 1939. They don't make them like this anymore. Like Magnify Financial, there's quality here. Care around every corner. And if you look closely, you can see your dreams take shape. Magnify will meet you where you are to help you build your future. Magnify Financial. Magnify what matters.
Want to keep your hairline where it is? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you, so you can grow visibly thicker and fuller hair in just 3 to 6 months. Keep it looking strong for years to come with doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride, minoxidil, and a blend of supplements that support healthy hair. 3 in 4 Hims customers say they wish they started using hair treatment earlier. Get ahead now to keep the hair you love. Get started today at Hims.com.
The nuclear worker, the NNSA, our nuclear stockpile, and CDC workers working on the bird flu, being fired by DOGE and then having to be rehired when someone realizes, oh gosh, we need those people. Why is the supposedly conservative party taking such a radical and extremist and sloppy approach to this?
I've been down to CDC several times. Actually, Dr. Howie, one of my former attendants, works there, and I'm in close contact with the CDC. They have about, 13,000 employees? 13,000 employees at the CDC. In the last couple of years, those probationary people, which is about 10% of their employee base, which is about 1,300 people, which you're referring to. A lot of the work they do is duplicitous with AI. Once again, one of the problems we have. I happen to be a doctor, I know a few things, okay? Here's what we...
Oh, and here was Donald Trump on Friday attacking the governor of Maine, Governor Mills, and saying that he was going to not fund her state because she wasn't complying. He goes, I'm the federal law. You don't listen to judges. You listen to me, he says. He goes, I will defund your whole state. And she's like, no, I'm going to sue you. And she stands up to him. Democratic Governor Mills in Maine. Watch this.
Is the Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good, I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Every state.
And of course, you probably saw this, the stock market absolutely crashing, unfortunately, on Friday, caused by Donald Trump, as Donald Trump sends his followers emails like this: I'm Dark MAGA, I'm Dark MAGA, I'm Dark MAGA. Elon Musk is Dark MAGA, weird stuff. Thanks for watching, hit subscribe, and let's get to 5 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Midas? Check out the Midas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MidasPlus.com.
I have no choice but to start today with the brazen and immoral, not just willingness, but desire to hurt Americans from the newly in control of the House of Representatives Republican Party because they believe it will help them in 2024. Yesterday, I told you about a post that the failed former President Donald Trump made to his social media platform, Truth Social.
Truth Social.
And to review that post, let's just put it up on the screen, where Donald Trump said, in all capital letters, quote, Republicans can get almost everything back that the old broken crow Mitch McConnell and the real leader, China-centric Coco Chow, stupidly gave up to the Democrats over the last 2 years by simply playing tough in the upcoming debt ceiling negotiations. With the right negotiators, like all of those involved the other night on both sides for Speaker, it will be a beautiful and joyous thing for the people of our country to watch Make America Great Again. Now, you sometimes have to read between the lines when Trump speaks because it's not even clear. He knows what he's saying. In this case, he does know what he's saying. He is saying, shut down the government over the debt ceiling, damage the country, which will then show people how much they want Republicans in power, and they will vote for us in 2024. Now, it was not just Donald Trump who became willing to say this over the last 24 hours. We have countless more examples now, and I'm going to look at a couple. First and foremost, last night, Sean Hannity, Fox News propagandist, hosted some kind of a sort of town hall type event with the new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, and here is Sean Hannity suggesting to Kevin McCarthy, shut down the government. Shut down the government when it comes down to the debt ceiling debate. Take a listen.
By the way, what they did in the Senate, I believe, as a conservative, that was a disgrace.
Yeah.
I think, and they knew you were coming into power, and they knew they could have.
Why wouldn't they just wait? If they waited, then we'd have a stronger hand.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be increasing it. And they increase the baseline, where it just adds so much more to our children.
Let's talk about a moment, maybe it comes sooner, maybe it comes later, on the debt ceiling. And you know how the argument will unfold. It'll be Republicans are shutting down government. I've been around this game too long. Government never shuts down. Essential services will exist. Grandma, mom and dad, they're going to get their Social Security check. Medicare is not going to be shut down. The military is not going to be shut down. Now, there might be people that get furloughed, but odds are pretty high that when they get their free vacation, they will get back pay. But that will be the argument.
Yeah. So Hannity likes the idea here of the government shutdown.
Now the question will be, it'll become a game of chicken. And that is, Republicans are shutting down the government and they're not willing to raise the debt ceiling, and you're going to say, what?
Well, listen, it doesn't have to come to that. I've already spoken to the president. Let's sit down now.
Yeah. So Hannity likes the idea, and he says they'll say it's bad for the country when the government is shut down, but it's not really that bad for the country. Now, I disagree with that, and I'm going to explain that to you in a moment. Here's another example. New Republican Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. She says she's also willing to support a shutdown of the government.
Well, I just stand by because it's going to be a wild week.
Well, you know, some of your more moderate members within the Republican Party, as I'm sure you know, say that's a dangerous thing because it sets up almost a guaranteed government shutdown. And that because spending has been tied to renegotiating the debt limit or extending it, it's inevitable. Do you think it's inevitable that we'll be looking at a shutdown because of some of these measures that the Speaker agreed to?
I hope it doesn't get to that, but I'm willing to support one, and I do think that the speaker made the correct decision in ensuring that we do cut against some of this pork runaway inflation and spending. And so
she's willing to support a government shutdown. Now, of course, there's two sides to this. The first side of it is that for many of these Republicans, the government being shut down is a feature, not a bug, in the sense that, as I've told you many times before, many of these right-wingers want government doing as little as possible. And so for them, when they say, oh, the government shut down, that's great. As much as we can take off of the list of things that government is doing, that's a good thing. Now, often they can't come out and publicly say that. But privately, many of them love government shutdown because they don't want the government doing stuff. They still want their paychecks, by the way, but they don't want government doing stuff. But it is not true that when the government is shut down over the debt ceiling, it doesn't impact anything. Now, in a sense, yes, in the immediate, people continue to get Social Security checks. But when the government shuts down, essential government services stop being funded. That does include Social Security and Medicare. Now, in the immediate, people still get their checks, but it is not indefinitely true. And so the idea that it has no impact is, of course, a lie. It can also lead to a slowdown in the economy. When the government shuts down, government contracts, government purchases are put on hold. Government employees are furloughed. Sometimes they get back pay, sometimes they don't. It can cause job losses and financial difficulties for the government workers, but also for the private sector businesses that rely on government spending. Now, again, some of these Republicans love that. Some of these Republicans think the government shouldn't do deals with private businesses. The government shouldn't be spending. The government shouldn't be doing. The government should be shut down. That's their default. That's very extreme. We're talking about those in the middle who say, well, I want the government open in principle, but it's not that bad if it's shut down. It really can be very, very bad. It raises the risk of a debt default, which can have more than dire consequences. A default can lead to an increase in interest rates, and that makes it more expensive for the government to borrow money, for individuals and businesses to borrow money as a result of that. All of these things, when they say there's no negative impact, what I think they're saying is, if we contrive this deliberately, but it only lasts a little while, we will reopen after we've made our political point before things get too bad. But that's an extraordinarily cynical approach to how you do politics. And the truth is that a government shutdown is bad for the American people in all sorts of different ways. It's irresponsible, it's reckless, and they are willing to do it. They don't have principles, or at least the principles they have are very different than the ones they publicly state. A real principle for the 2023 Republican Party, or House Republicans we could say, is let's do whatever we think is best for us politically over the next couple of years. That's a real principle. The principles they'll state are, we're for small government conservatism and freedom and liberty and the Constitution and supporting law enforcement and blah, 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 blah. Every single one of those we've seen abandoned when they're no longer convenient. The real principle that they pledge allegiance to in an unwavering fashion is one they won't say out loud. We will do whatever it takes to try to make Democrats look bad and to try to help ourselves for our own re-elections and whatever the next election cycle is. They're making it very clear. They're saying it openly. And by the way, they're also now talking about diversity while in a room full of white people, emblematic of what the Republican Party is. I want to talk about that next. Republicans are now bragging about diversity, quite literally in a room full of white people, mostly white men. This, you just have to see it, and I want to talk about diversity in sort of a more serious way and actually take the question of diversity more seriously. Republicans have started to repeat lines like, this is one of the most diverse Republican classes we've ever had. We have more women, we have more this, that, the other thing. They thought they had more Jewish people because they were including George Santos in that. Turns out that that was a lie. And during the event that they did yesterday with Fox News propagandist Sean Hannity, they talked about this issue of diversity a couple of times. I'm going to play a couple of clips for you. Here is Sean Hannity saying he loves seeing more diversity in the Republican Party.
You know, Congresswoman, I've known you a long time. One of the things I'd like to see, and I'm seeing, is more diversity in the Republican Party. To me, the Democratic Party is the party of coastal.
Okay, I think
elites.
Coastal elites, yes. And then Elise Stefanik actually talks about it, and she does some of the types of bragging we've heard for the last few weeks from Republicans.
Take a look around at these wonderful members. This is the most diverse class of Republicans ever elected in the history of the United States Congress. We have more women than were ever elected before, more Hispanic members ever elected before.
Now, as you see the camera panning, it's basically all white men in the room for this very special Republican event. I guess I see 3 women in the background. Someone pointed out that there's one guy that maybe is Hispanic, but okay, you get the point.
More African American members in modern history. This shows that our party is growing, and I will tell you, the America First agenda is a growing big tent agenda. We've never done better than we do today among Hispanic voters, and President Trump and House Republicans were a huge part of doing that.
Okay, so there's a few things that we have to understand. First of all, when they talk about we're doing better than ever with a lot of these groups, when you start with such disastrous numbers, you really only have up as the direction that you can go. So I wouldn't read too much into that. But what these Republicans very much expose is that for them, this issue of diversity is checking a box. It's perfunctory. It's contrived. It's just something that they can say so that they can argue, hey, we also have different types of people here like the Democrats do. It's not organic. It doesn't stem from policy. It comes from who can we fleece? Because the entire movement is a scam. We exposed that 2 weeks ago. You can check out the segment, Modern Conservatism is a Scam. But the reality is that these aren't just boxes that you check. The makeup of political constituencies is a direct reflection of the policies or the perceived policies of those groups. And that's why this can very quickly become a fraught debate. First of all, it's not about we need the exact makeup in our elected officials of the population at large. You can never really achieve that because you can always say, hey, you know what? The population is 50.3% women, so we should have 50.3% women in the House of Representatives. Okay, all right, well, you can probably do that. Okay, here's the racial demographics of the country. They should be exactly represented in the House of Representatives. Okay, maybe you could do that. All right. Here's the percentage of the country that is immigrants. That should be exactly represented. Also, the percentage of people with a physical disability should be sexual orientation. It's extraordinarily difficult to have a perfect mirroring in our elected officials of every demographic alignment in the general population. That's not what this is about. I don't believe that's what the left is actually talking about. The important thing to note is that voter demographics that support political groups vary based on a lot of different factors. It can depend on the candidates that are running and how they appeal to different groups of people. It could depend on what the most important issues are. When national security and the economy maybe are the issues being emphasized, you're going to see a different demographic alignment than if the issues are, say, abortion and education, just for picking certain ones. But what we see is that overwhelmingly there is very little diversity in the Republican Party. Now I know Trump does these events and he puts Blacks for Trump on the stage behind him, and it's all very stage managed, for lack of a better term. But roughly speaking, somewhere between 89 and 93% of black voters vote for Democrats, 93% voted for Joe Biden based on exit polls. 78% of LGBT voters voted for Biden. 71% of Jewish Americans identify as or lean towards Democratic candidates. 66% of Hispanic or Latino voters voted for Biden. 66% of Asian American voters voted for Biden. 62% of naturalized citizens, people like me, voted for Joe Biden. 60% of those 18 to 29 voted for Joe Biden. 59% of disabled voters voted for Joe Biden. 55% of women. Okay, you're getting closer and closer to 50-50. Diversity isn't something you do to get it on record, where you go, hey, we got some Jewish folks like George Santos. Oh, he's not Jewish? All right, cross him off the list. But we've still got more Latino voters than we've had before. It's a reflection of policy. It's a reflection of policy. The way the Republican Party goes about it is, let's just see if we can find people who check certain boxes and convince them to vote for us, rather than let's develop a policy platform that will naturally attract different groups of voters. They're sort of going like top down rather than building from the bottom up. And it's not clear whether that will work. as a long-term political strategy. Their numbers have improved slightly over the last couple of election cycles with some of these groups, but with others they continue to be a disaster. The way the Republican Party sees this issue is just like a product. What kind of a product can we build by adding people who check different demographic boxes? And as a result, they're really not doing well with just about any of these groups. The irony, of course, is as the camera pans, it's all white people and mostly white men, which is really in contrast to the words about diversity that are coming out of their mouths. You know, the last time that Republicans controlled the House was 2011 to 2019. And I think it's important to remind ourselves the things that the House of Representatives focused on and did during the time that Republicans last controlled the House, because yesterday I did the segment for you about things are very quickly getting very stupid in the House now that Republicans control the House of Representatives. And many of you wrote to me, and I could tell that there was sort of a lack of awareness of what things were like during that period that Republicans previously controlled the House. There was a total lack of doing anything helpful to the American people during that period of time. And forget about lack of helpful. Think about the damage that was actually done by Republicans controlling the House for that period of time. Republicans in the House, when they controlled it, voted roughly 50 times to repeal the Affordable Care Act. Now, you could, depending on how you want to slice and dice it and the ways in which they did it, the number might be higher than 50 or lower. Roughly 50 times in some way, shape, or form, Republicans voted to repeal the Affordable Care Act. That was one way that they spent resources when they last controlled the House. Had they succeeded, it would have resulted in millions of people losing health care, including people with pre-existing conditions. Now, thankfully, the repeal effort failed. But the fact that Republicans were willing to strip people of their health care should be concerning to all of us. You might remember also at the beginning of Donald Trump's term in 2017, they proposed that other health care plan, which would have led to tens of millions of Americans losing health care coverage. Thankfully, that didn't become law, but that was a priority for a formerly Republican-controlled House. Republicans, when they last controlled the House, systematically rolled back environmental regulations. They withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement. They quite literally took actions that worsened the prospects for Homo sapiens on planet Earth. They gutted the EPA's budget, making it harder for the EPA to protect air, to protect water. But they were in control. These are the things they did. They were a disaster on immigration, including separation of families at the border, caging of children. Although they could have moved forward on doing something more permanent with DACA, they didn't, even though they controlled the House and they could have taken some of the credit. And then, of course, on taxes, we can't forget the attempted tax bills Republicans tried to pass but failed to pass, and also what they did pass, including in 2017 under Donald Trump, exploding the deficit, large portion of the benefits going to the top 1%. That's the record of Republicans last time they controlled the House. And there's sometimes enlightened centrists, as I call them, who love to say, well, divided government is good. It's good when one party controls the Senate and the other the House so that nobody gets too much power. It's meaningless pablum. It's just something people say to sound like they are thinking critically and moderate and whatever else. When Republicans get control of a legislative body, they do horrible things. Now, when Democrats have control, they often fail to accomplish things as well. But there's really no comparison here. And so when we think back to that period of time, it really serves as a disturbing preview of what we're up against over the next 2 years. Don't forget that the best way to support the David Pakman Show is by becoming a member, which gives you access to the daily bonus show, the regular show with no commercials. You also get access to our entire archive of every episode dating back a really long time, and plenty of other awesome membership perks. Go to joinpakman.com and use the coupon code BETTER21 for a huge discount. Joinpakman.com. I'm going to admit to you, I'm almost a little bit starting to think about maybe feeling kind of bad for the failed former president, Donald Trump. Look at the people that are interviewing him lately. Look at the sorts of appearances he's doing where he can't even be bothered to put a camera in front of his face. He's quite literally just phoning it in. And even with the friendliest interviewers, just making a complete and total fool of himself. Low energy interviews where Trump just tells a lot of the same lies he's told for a while, but you can tell even his heart's not even really in the lies, and the themes are delusion and the rewriting of history, confusion in many cases, as well as weaponized narcissism. Trump appeared yesterday calling in, of course, on Real America's Voice, and it's just bizarre that he's still trying to get away with these same tired lies. The host is completely friendly, and Trump still can't figure out a way to seem like a normal person. Here is Trump weighing in on the investigation into him. Trump says they should drop the investigation into what I did with all those classified documents because of the 12 documents that were left behind by Joe Biden somewhere that his lawyers immediately found and contacted the NARA, National Archives. Listen to this.
And you, of course, have been facing this situation with the special prosecutor. How does this change the equation with what you've been doing with the Justice Department to get this matter?
And remember, the question is, how does the Biden thing change your situation? The answer is not at all.
Resolved.
Well, I think it totally changes it. I mean, he's under this federal act that's very tough, and I was perfect under the Presidential Records Act. We were negotiating with NARA. Now, you know, NARA is a far-left group of people.
That's not true.
I don't know if you know or if you've ever heard. They've essentially red flagged the Constitution of the United States of the Bill of Rights. They said it's a dangerous document. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. These are people that, look, they have some real difficulties.
So listen, first of all, if you are accused of murder and then someone else gets accused of murder, they don't stop investigating you. They investigate both of you. And maybe of the two people accused of murder, one person did the thing and the other didn't. The fact that Trump is being investigated for taking, at his direction, tons of documents down to Mar-a-Lago, trying to avoid returning them, hiding them, moving them, on and on and on. The fact that Trump is accused of that has no connection whatsoever to the fact that a few documents were found by Biden's lawyers. They immediately called the National Archives and said, we've got to get these back to you. Investigate Biden for that. I'm fine with that, as I've said yesterday. But number one, it has no connection to anything that Trump is accused of doing. And number two, look at the differences in how they handled it, as we talked about yesterday. Trump then weighing in on the new speaker. And Trump, I guess, tries to make the case that he deserves the credit for Kevin McCarthy being speaker.
Came down to crunch time, you had 20 people that were pretty hard line, and they happened to be very good friends of mine, almost all of them. I would say all of them.
Right.
And I would make them calls. I mean, because I didn't like what was happening, John. It was starting to look a little bit chaotic. It was starting to look a little bit not good.
You think?
Right.
And what happened is I started calling them, and I started getting people to agree with me and coming on board.
Right.
And as you know, Matt Gaetz is a very good guy, and he's a strong guy, and I called him.
Big, strong guy, and he was crying when I spoke to him.
And I mean, it was just about over where they were going to leave. And I think that if they left, think of it, if they left and you had 2.5, 3 days in between, I don't know that anything would have ever, you might have ended up with a Democrat, to be honest with you.
Trump wants us to believe that were it not for him, not only would McCarthy not be speaker, maybe Hakeem Jeffries would be the speaker.
Know that this thing ever would have gotten done. Your moderates would have left. Other people, it would have been a disaster.
Right.
And that's when Matt ran up to the front of the room and he said, I'm changing my vote, I'm changing my vote. And he's a great guy.
Yeah. Now, understand that after Trump issued a not quite full-throated endorsement of Kevin McCarthy for House Speaker, it took like 12 more rounds of voting before McCarthy ultimately became the speaker. And if we learned anything from the speaker vote, it's not how much power Trump still has, it's how diminished his power actually is. Trump then, of course, weighed in on one of his favorite topics, COVID, and favorite insofar as he loves to claim he did great on handling COVID when he was president. He did not do great.
Doing it, and then we got hit with COVID, and we had to help the people with COVID. If we would have done that, this country would have, I don't think it would have existed.
Right.
It was, we did a great job with COVID. I've always felt that, people give me a lot of credit on foreign policy and the economy and things.
No, they don't.
But they don't like doing it on COVID. I think I did among the best jobs on COVID because all of a sudden something came in that nobody had any idea what it was.
Right.
But we knew it was killing a lot of people. And, I closed it to China when.
So now COVID was serious in retrospect. Remember, 15 cases will soon be 0. Don't be afraid of it. It's fine. Now it's, oh, it was terrible, and I really handled it well.
A lot of people didn't want me to do that. Almost nobody wanted. That saved a lot of lives. But the COVID thing. Obviously, we had to go guns a blazing with the money, and we had no choice. Otherwise, we had to.
Remember, 15 cases will soon be 0. What about injecting bleach? Don't be afraid of it. The shutdowns are worse than the disease. On and on and on. And the truth is, the proof is in the outcome. World leaders who handled COVID well were all easily reelected, and there is no doubt that Trump would have been reelected if he from the beginning had said, this is really serious, and we're going to do the best job by being the most aggressive here. Let's all wear our masks. We're going to offer you MAGA masks that you can buy. Let's all do all these things. Instead, they went after an 80-year-old doctor. That's the approach that they ended up taking. Okay, last thing. Trump wants Hannity to write so that Hannity can get the Pulitzer and I guess bring back some prestige to an award Trump believes is no longer prestigious.
You sued them.
To get the Pulitzer Prize for Russia reporting, and the prize reads to the effect on your great and brilliant reporting on Russia. Well, they got it wrong. It was the exact opposite. You should get the Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah.
Sean Hannity should start writing a little bit and get the Pulitzer Prize.
Hey.
You guys and Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah Carter.
There was a group of people that got it right from the beginning. And, and I'm suing Pulitzer now because I'm saying you got to take the Pulitzer.
I'm suing Pulitzer now, completely deranged and delusional. And, listen, how about just do the George Santos? Claim that you got the Pulitzer Prize and the Nobel Peace Prize and whatever else, a Purple Heart, and you lived in the belly of a whale. Just claim that you did this stuff. But very, very strange. Trump deflated, Trump confused, Trump disoriented, but as narcissistic as ever, even in his rewriting of history. Maybe at some point soon he'll show his face in one of these interviews. That would be an interesting thing to see. But for a guy who criticized Joe Biden for campaigning from his basement, Trump's barely left his house since he announced he was running in 2024 back in November. Very strange stuff. Donald Trump's former CFO is going to jail. We're talking about Alan Weisselberg. He has indeed been sentenced. And this is starting to get closer and closer and closer to the inner circle of the Trump world. CNBC reports former Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg sent to jail for 5 months in the tax fraud case. Former Trump Organization Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg was sentenced to 5 months in jail after pleading guilty to multiple tax crimes related to former President Trump's businesses. Weisselberg was expected to begin serving his jail term in New York City's notorious Rikers Island facility. Following his sentencing hearing, Weisselberg and several of Trump's business entities were charged in what prosecutors called a systematic scheme to defraud state and federal tax authorities spanning more than 15 years. The article goes on to say that the 75-year-old was handcuffed and led out of a Manhattan courtroom shortly after 2:30 Eastern, with a very brief sentencing hearing before the state judge Quan Merchant. He will be immediately transported to Rikers Island. Now, some of you are saying, David, sir, I'm crying because Weisselberg isn't being shipped up to one of those swankier federal facilities. My understanding is that because his sentence is shorter, I believe under a year, although fact check me on that, he goes to jail rather than prison. And based on the location, it's Rikers, which is not exactly a place you want to spend too much time if you can avoid it. Now, of course, the questions continue to be, Georgia grand jury is done, and we will soon know whether Trump is getting indicted there. January 6th committee is done. That was in the last Congress. Now it's Republicans control the House. January 6th committee is done. January 6th committee of the previous Congress made a criminal referral of Trump and others to the Department of Justice. We are waiting there to see whether Merrick Garland will, as some like to say, have the testicular fortitude to charge Donald Trump. And then third, we've got things happening in New York, and those relate to Trump's business in great part and other things. And there remains a sort of general question mark as to whether there may be charges there. So we may end up with no charges against Trump. We may end up with charges from one of these areas, New York, Georgia, federal charges. Could be 2 and it could be 3. If it's 3, and I don't think that that's particularly likely, what does it do for Trump's campaign? And is Trump actually looking to bail on the campaign anyway, given how disastrously it's going? Questions we will hopefully soon answer. All of the clips I've played here you can find on our Instagram at David Pakman Show. And please, please, please make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/The David Pakman Show. You know, there's this thing called the bystander effect. People walk by, someone's being brutally beaten on the street, no one calls the police because they assume someone else is going to call. Real story from history. Don't allow the bystander effect. Someone else will subscribe and help them get to 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Don't fall for that. Be the person. It costs nothing. It's just a click. And you get us one step closer to an incredible milestone, 2 million YouTube subscribers. If you value what we do at the David Pakman Show, remember to support us on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/David Pakman Show, where you can get access to behind-the-scenes videos, the daily bonus show, the commercial-free daily show, as well as special discounts on merch, including hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. You can support the show for as little as $2 a month. Check it out at patreon.com/David Pakman Show. So many of you wrote to me about anti-vaccine Diamond of Diamond and Silk fame dying of COVID. And everything we know right now does suggest she did die of COVID, although there are still remaining questions over this. Diamond and Silk were this duo of Trump supporters who became sort of well known because Trump promoted them and would sometimes invite them on stage. They were vehemently anti-vaccine. They also were confused about a lot of different issues, including the price of mangoes, as many of you know, but that's a completely different story. The belief right now is indeed that the death was the result of COVID. They were very aggressively anti-vaccine, which we will talk about. AP reports Diamond of the pro-Trump duo Diamond and Silk dead at 51. Lynette Hardaway, an ardent supporter of President Donald Trump, and half of the duo Diamond and Silk has died. Hardaway, known by the moniker Diamond, carved out a unique role, I'll say, as a black woman who loudly backed Trump. Her promotion of COVID falsities eventually got her dropped from Fox News, but she landed on another right-wing cable platform. The pair's verified Twitter account asked people to, quote, "Please pray for Diamond" in a November tweet, but did not elaborate on the circumstances. Newsweek reports, was Lynette Hardaway's cause of death COVID? What we know, what we don't. On Monday evening, the duo's Twitter page confirmed Hardaway had died, but asked for privacy and gave no information on the manner of death. The article goes on to say some social media users claimed Hardaway died from COVID, but it has not been confirmed by the family or her group page. Many of these claims are made on the basis of a report from the website Blavity, which now appears to be unavailable. Daily Beast reporter Will Sommer highlighted the tweet. "I'm seeing claims that Diamond of Diamond and Silk, a COVID vaccine hater, died of COVID and was hospitalized for it, but the truth is her cause of death isn't clear yet, and the November claims that she had COVID came from a Blavity article that appears to have been deleted." MAGA supporter Diamond of Diamond and Silk has been hospitalized due to COVID was reported in November, but that is based on that underlying report, which now is unclear as to its truth. What we do know is that Donald Trump put out a statement about the death of Diamond, saying, quote, "Really bad news for Republicans and, frankly, all Americans. Our beautiful Diamond of Diamond and Silk has just passed away at her home in the state she loves so much, North Carolina. Silk was with her all the way and at her passing. There was no better team anywhere or at any time. Diamond's death was totally unexpected. Probably her big and precious heart just plain gave out. Rest in peace, our magnificent Diamond. You will be greatly missed." Trump speculating about the cause of death as well. And as a reminder, here was their view about COVID vaccines.
Yes, we do need to look at the community. Right. But what we don't need to happen is what happened with Africa. When Bill Gates and them took that vaccine to Africa, trying to vaccinate, they felt like stuff can start right there and so a matter of fact, he was trending today. Listen, I tell us what we need to know.
Yeah.
But I always look at the underbelly of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the intuition in me.
Yeah.
That's my intuitive counterpart.
Yeah.
What are you about to do here?
Right.
Because what you're not gonna do, you're not gonna start vaccinating black folk.
Right. And we have to have a vaccination card just to go to work.
So you're not gonna do that. And what it does is it'll start with us first.
Right. All right. Anyway, I think you get the point. So listen, unclear if she died of COVID. Today's voicemail is related to the death of Diamond. I take no pleasure in anyone's death, vaccinated or unvaccinated. I never have. Donald Trump Jr. and others claim people on the left want right-wingers to die of COVID or to die unvaccinated or vaccinated or whatever. That's absolutely insane. There is absolutely no evidence whatsoever that I take pleasure or hope for the death of any of these folks, whether it be Herman Cain or whoever else. If indeed it was a death from COVID and she was unvaccinated, that is a tragedy. It's a tragedy of weaponized disinformation. Although we know that against the new variants, the vaccine does not prevent transmission or infection, it does reduce the odds that you die. And it has likely saved tens of millions of people globally. And whatever the circumstances are of this death, although I found her political views disgusting and deplorable, and contradictory to everything I stand for, I do not wish harm on anybody. And we will, I believe at some point, find out the truth about the death of Diamond. I want to play a video for you of an attendee at a Turning Point USA event where a woman blames Donald Trump for millions of vaccine deaths. What? What? What is she talking about? She says I'm a DeSantis gal because Trump led to millions of vaccine deaths. Listen to this.
Trump or DeSantis?
Right.
DeSantis all day.
Why?
Well, because I don't like vaccine salesmen, and millions of people are being killed all across the world, and I blame Donald Trump for that.
Right. Trump helped develop the vaccines, she believes, anyway, and therefore Trump is responsible for the millions of vaccine deaths around the world. You know, I think at this point in January of 2023, if you still believe the COVID vaccines have killed millions of people, I doubt I can say anything to bring you back to reality, but this has been floating around for a long time. There's just no evidence that people are dying from the COVID vaccine. It's important to understand that when these folks talk about the VAERS system, Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, VAERS, anybody can submit anything they want to the VAERS system. It's not a definitive source of information on vaccine safety. The submissions to VAERS include anything that happens after vaccination, whether it's related to the vaccine or not. You get a heart attack and die 10 months after getting vaccinated, it can end up in VAERS. And people like this woman will say that's a vaccine death. VAERS is a passive surveillance system. It relies on people like you or me or a healthcare professional to voluntarily report events that take place. It doesn't capture all adverse events. It doesn't link adverse events to the vaccine. It doesn't do any of those things. I even, on a live stream, filled out such a report. I didn't hit submit because I don't want to be part of the fraud. But anybody can just go in and say, got the vaccine and died. It's not useful in figuring out whether people are dying from the vaccine. And when we ask the question, do we...
My oath is to the Constitution of our state and of our country. We don't have kings in America, and I don't intend to bend the knee to one.
That was Illinois Governor Pritzker at the State of the State speech, an incredible speech where he absolutely just destroyed Donald Trump, got a standing ovation. Let me show you another highlight of that speech, which is one of the most powerful speeches I've seen.
Welcome to your favorite news network, the Dusty News Network. You know where Negro news comes first, and I'm so excited to be your host today. Breaking news. So guys, there's a really interesting beef going on right now between two of the most popular ladies on black YouTube or black content creation circles, and that is...
Now, just for the record, so we got a moissanite chain and a diamond chain right here, okay? So let's take a look. So there's a difference there, and we'd have to really look closer to see the difference. But how much is this chain?
This is around $600. 6 millimeter, but this is silver. Yours,
Okay.
I'm sure, is gold.
This is 14 karat gold, okay. So, I mean, you know, there's a certain life to these chains. We'd have to experiment them with the different types of lights, but... You know, the diamond chain, if you could ask me what the hell is going on, the diamond chain has a lot more... You can't really see through it like you do the moissanite. But when you're wearing the moissanite piece, bro, you know, you might pull it off and... Whatever. For a deal, you could go to Harlem Bling. You want the real thing, and you gotta come down to the Diamond District, you know? So this is yours. This goes back.
I like this chain.
You got a business, you got a great commercial out of it, man. Congratulations, you did it, you know what I'm saying? But don't forget you did it out of the goodness of my heart. Because I didn't want you to struggle, and so on and so forth. We want to turn
Thank you,
negatives into positives.
Thank you.
Alright?
Thank you.
Guys, Tasha K and Kendra Cul-de-sac G. Now, Kendra G has become one of the more popular people on black social media with her online dating show. It makes a lot of money, and many have tried to copy it. All have failed. She's doing speed dating events. She has an app, which I got an episode about that. She's living life. But stop the show. Things are getting bad for Kendra G, man. Like, you know, she talks real tough and she's supposed to be on her stuff, but Tasha K got some information about her former Nigerian boyfriend.
After I literally was just being a good Samaritan by stating, after we were talking in the DM, it was very casual. I never had a problem with this woman. But you know, a lot of people be underlying like really, really tight with my platform. Like, they don't know which way I'm gonna go. How can I trust Tasha? What is she gonna expose? Like, they be fucking paranoid around me, right? And I get it, so I'm used to it. But I literally said to her in the exchange, in the text messages, I said, hey, you know, keep your man on social media.
Now, instead of responding in a very nice way, you know, Tasha K was trying to look out for her. She responded like this.
And so she was like, why? My friends told me that you was looking for stuff on my man. I ride for mine. Now, he ain't her husband now. He's her boyfriend. Mind you, this lady is well in her 40s, okay? I don't think she's ever been married, and this is her boyfriend, okay? So this is not a husband. Talking about me and mine, we ride for mine. He's supposedly Nigerian. I don't know. And it was just really, really salty. Then she sent me a text message of her friend saying, hey, girl, Tasha K looking for information on your man. And I was like, baby Kendra, we don't look for information on nobody.
And that's not a real good way to respond to somebody like Tasha K. Because once you respond like that, and her job is to bring everybody and their mama down, that's exactly what is going to happen. So Tasha K ended up finding out this piece of information here.
Hey, how was that Kendra G screw?
We are seeing empty houses pop up everywhere across Florida's housing market right now. This is a trend in 2025 that's going to cause home prices in Florida to drop, and drop by a lot. In this video, I'm going to...
The Lakers are back. The Lakers just sent a message to the entire league. They walked into Denver, snapped a 9-game winning streak, held the reigning MVP to just 12 points.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest joining us now in the arena. He was just named McDonald's All-American earlier this week. Elijah Arenas is back in the building. Yeah. See, you changed the fit. See, you changed the fit. The best Arenas in the house.
Hey man, what's cool with black and white?
The best basketball player. What school black and white? Look black. In the arena.
You said what school black and white?
Yeah. Got the Hardys on. Got the Hardys on. What? Always exclusive. What's up with you, Elijah? Good to see you twice in 1 week. Fresh off your McDonald's All-American game announcement.
Three celebrities who lost more than the Chiefs at the Super Bowl. Number one, Drake. Can't see Drake's expression is definitely the biggest regret of the Super Bowl. Last year, Drake relentlessly humiliated Kendrick, even using AI to deliver more insulting words in Tupac's voice. But his provocation led to one of the most brilliant comebacks in music history. Kendrick performed Not Like Us at the Super Bowl halftime show, specifically mocking Drake, and brought in Drake's ex, Williams, to dance. The entire crowd even chanted a minor. When the whole stadium bombards you with a song full of insults, it's over. Number two, Trump, the first president to watch the Super Bowl, who predicted the Chiefs three-peat. Trump isn't a Chiefs fan, but he has some historical conflicts with the Eagles. 7 years ago, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, Trump invited them to the White House, but the Eagles declined. This time, Trump wanted to watch their failure in person, but it was such a disappointment that he left before the game even ended. Number three, Taylor Swift. In fact, Swift was once a die-hard Eagles fan, but she switched sides for Kelsey. Swift. Three celebrities who lost more than the Chiefs.
I'm requesting a trade back to Dallas because this Lakers team stinks worse than my farts. I apologize to Nico Harrison. Please take me back, Nico. I promise to lose weight. I'll stop eating my donuts and hamburgers. Please, Nico. I'm requesting a trade back to Dallas because this Lakers team stinks worse than my farts. I apologize to Nico Harrison. Please take me back, Nico.
I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this.
When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all again. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all again. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all again. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all again. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all again. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all again. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here painted for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all again. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all again. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. None of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man daddy. Man, this is crazy work, nasty work, diabolical. Trump, work child. Mr. Trump got y'all again. When Mr. Trump worked you to a no account, so all these good brothers right here was campaigning for Trump's campaign to get Mr. Trump back in the presidency. And none of these dudes are on anything to do with his cabinet or his administration or anything. And one of the top, right there at the top, smiling, called that man